So we have got many questions from our students, ma'am, and we would like to ask few of them, from the questions. And the first set of questions we would like to, ask Dr. Sangeetha, ma'am. And the first question is from Atul. Please go on.
Good morning, ma'am. I am Adil from Coimbatore. My question is, focus is always associated with laser. It would be helpful if you could talk about getting laser-like focus, ma'am.
Sure. So actually, yes, you're very right. Focus is very much associated with laser. In fact, there's a saying that a successful warrior is an average man with laser-like focus. It's not that you have to be born with all the talent. No, not needed. You have focus and determination. Anybody with normal skill sets can make greatest achievements. So nothing is great. Nobody is born great. It's just what they do and how they achieve. So yes, laser. What makes laser so different from a normal light? Well, a normal light has waves. Okay, laser light also has waves. But the waves in a normal light each wave is of different wavelength, and they are not aligned. The waves will be oriented in different directions, and the waves are of different wavelength, right? But in laser, all the waves are of the same wavelength, and they are aligned and collimated. So everything is together, right? So see the difference from a normal light. A normal light can just show you something, but a laser light can focus towards something. It can travel distance as far as the moon. It has been used to estimate the distance between Earth and the moon. It can cut an object like diamond. It can be used to make the most intricate of surgeries. So that makes the difference. What makes the difference? The alignment. Okay, so we can compare the waves to our thoughts. So we have so many thoughts at this time. What are we going to eat next? What dress are we going to wear? Youth especially. So what is the program that's going on TV? What is my friend doing now? So many thoughts. What am I going to study for my assignment? How am I going to do that? What to do for my assessment? You have so many thoughts. Now, if you're going to bring all your thoughts towards one particular area and focus on it, the result will be miraculous. You will be surprised to see the result. It's just simple. There's no big rocket science. If there are 10 people, they're going to clap at different time. No big difference. But if they're going to clap together, the sound it would create, the distance it would reach, the impact it will create, it's enormous. So if all your thoughts, if in fact our mind is capable of getting so many thoughts actually in a minute, but if everything is towards one particular area, if all your bandwidth is focused on one particular area, the outcome will be miraculous. So that's what is laser-like focus. In fact, a funny thing, actually, there are some great achievers who wear the same dress every day. Not literally, they wash, but they have the same uniform. They don't think about what dress to wear. They have the same food routine every day, so that they don't think what to eat. So they don't want to spend their bandwidth on things like what to eat or what to wear. They want to focus it on a particular area. So that's what the focus, that's what laser is all about. So I think this would have answered your question.
Yes. Definitely, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you, Ajit. Thank you, Sangeetha, ma'am. And we have the next question from Kirtana. Please go on, Kirtana. Kirtana, right? Okay, looks like there is a technical glitch. I can ask this question on behalf of Kirtana, ma'am. So ALBE is not just about enabling you in excelling in academics. It is beyond that. It is about producing wonderful individuals who are great leaders and game changers. Can you talk about the kind of focus a leader must have? So from Kirtana.
Sure. So for this, I would like to take reference of the book Focus. There's a book called Focus, and if you find time, I would request all of you to go ahead and read that. And the author, Daniel Goleman, so he has, in his speech, he has mentioned that a leader must have 3 kinds of focus. So the first focus is towards his or her own self, towards his qualities, towards the qualities of that person, his skill sets, decision-making abilities. And they say a gut feeling, the ability to collect all the thoughts and to make the best decision. So that's inner focus, focus towards the person's own self, so that the person is able to produce better results. Well, the second focus is to focus towards others. Well, an organization is full of people, full of employees, to focus on others. So this has three classifications. The first is to focus on their mind, to talk based on what they want. So these kind of leaders are actually good at reaching targets, at hitting targets. So they know what their customer demands, and they know how to talk and how to get things done for their business. However, the second classification is to understand their mind emotionally, to focus on them emotionally, to understand how they feel, whether they are feeling good, no, they are not feeling okay now, they are having some kind of an issue, to understand them, to empathize over them emotionally. And the third kind of focus that the leader has to have is to unfocus, to go out, have a larger view and come back. So yes, to quickly finish off, the leader has to have three kinds of focus. The focus towards his inner self, the second one is focus towards others, the third is to unfocus. That's about.
So we have a question from Niveta. So that is, can you talk about a few ways the youth can overcome the numerous distractions that they have at the moment?
So how do the youth overcome the distractions? Well, actually, there is a particular saying by one of the Nobel Prize winner, Herbert Simon. He said that information consumes attention. So today, this particular world, it's overloaded with information. Everywhere there is information. So a wealth of information has led to a scarcity of attention. Attention, which is a precious gem, it's like very scarce these days. Well, actually, again, in the book Focus, there are actually two kinds of distractions. First is a sensory distraction. The second one is the emotional distraction. Sensory distractions, we can come out of it very quickly. When I'm talking, if there is something you're seeing there, that's a sensory distraction. So from that, you can easily come out. But the second distraction is emotional distraction. If you have had some fight with someone close, if you have seen a movie that has affected you very much, so that is an emotional distraction. Am I clear and audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Yeah. Can I continue? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Please.
That is the emotional distraction, and it's really difficult to overcome that. So let me tell you some simple ways, which again the book Focus they have mentioned. There is so just like how we go to gym to exercise our body, attention is a mental muscle that has to be exercised, right? So we need to focus on attention. There's a technique in mindfulness. Mindfulness is a concept that has become very prevalent these days. That is to just close your eyes and to focus on your breath. Okay, so every time you get a diversion, when your thought goes somewhere away, bring it back to breath. Okay, so this is one exercise, and every time you do it, you're doing a repetition. So you do this for one day, and you continue doing it for days together and for months together. And you know what people feel at the beginning? The emotional content that they had overcome that. They had overcome the emotional distraction. They were happier and they were able to focus better. So that is one small technique that they could follow. And another technique, I had said that there are 5 assets which a super producer should possess. Put those assets inside a bubble. Okay? Put it inside it's a concept called tight bubble of total focus, which was again said by Robin Sharma. So he says that put all your important assets in a bubble. It's like a fence. Okay, so anything negative, anything toxic that comes, you're just telling it to stay away. Don't come inside it. I'm protecting my assets. And you're also protecting those assets, and you're keeping the membrane permeable so that you're carefully letting in only things that are needed for the development of those assets. Okay? So you put all your important assets inside a tight bubble, and every day keep some time wherein you are inside the bubble and you're focusing on your work. Keep yourself away from all kinds of distractions, any pop-up, any news, away from the gadgets. And as people, we need to take small stands, like social media detoxing. Daily an hour off from social media, probably the morning and that 1 hour before sleep. You'll be amazed to see the effect of the day and the effect of sleep that you have when you're detoxing from social media. That is important. And certain couples, they have taken some stands, like the moment they come home, they'll be off from social media and they'll be seeing their phones only an hour. So such kinds of positioning, if you think about it and if you carefully choose our distractions, we need to choose what we need and what we don't need. We need to have cognitive control over our distractions. So, and we need to know what is important and what is not. So I think if they do that, I'm sure the youth can achieve great heights. Yes, these are some small suggestions which I have read and that I could give.
Definitely, ma'am. These are very valuable suggestions too for all of us. Thank you so much. And we have the next question from Sri Lakshmi, and the question is, how important it is to periodically go out of focus? And that question is to you, Sangeetha.
So actually, as I had mentioned, it's one of the attribute of a leader to go out of focus, to not always focus on one particular aspect. In fact, there have been companies which have I don't want to mention the name, which have focused on their aspect. They've tried to better it, focused on it, tried to better. However, they forgot to see what is happening around. Their competitors, rather, they've seen what the world needs. They've gone out, they've unexplored, they've gone out of focus to see what the world needs, what the society demands, and they have given based on the needs of the society rather than fine-tuning on one particular aspect. So it is often can be determined by us. It depends on our area to how often go out of focus and come back. But it is essential to have a broader picture view, to have a wider angle view, to get back to what is essential. So we need to filter out everything that is not essential and then come back to what is essential. In fact, there are companies, soft drink companies, which have come out with the idea of diet drinks, because they've seen that the society is interested in physical fitness. So they've come out with diet concepts. That's because they've gone out to see what the society needs, what the world demands, and that is important. And just like in our exercise, when we exercise, our muscles go to a state called fatigue. Similarly, we go to a state called mental fatigue if you constantly put your attention. So probably there is a rule which was mentioned in a book called 60-10 rule. If for 60 minutes of full focus, you need 10 hours of full relaxation. Full relaxation in the sense not social media, going for a walk, or listening to a good song that will energize you, listening to a motivational talk, or to somebody who is very close to you. Okay? Having a conversation, healthy conversation with them, not chit-chatting, a healthy conversation with that person. So these kinds of unfocusing and coming back is essential. It is essential to come back to focus in the fullest form. So yes, that would be the answer.